Take three. Hello, everybody. It's Sylvie. Welcome back to Tarot Magpie. I hope you are doing good. I'm coming to you today with an unboxing. This is the Heart and Hands Tarot by Liz Blackbird. This is mass market. It was published by US Games and it says 2021 here. Oh, I have never seen this deck before in my entire life. It popped up on Amazon and it was a nice price and I am a sucker. So oh, does anyone else do that thing where you're buying lots of like gifts for the holidays and you're like, I deserve a gift too, and just spend more money? Anyway, that's what happened. And this looks like, the preview pictures look so super cool. I'm not going to read you all that. You can read it if you want to. But yeah, it's a black and white Rider-Waite-Smith based deck, and I'm going to dig in. As usual with my unboxings, I'm going to do a walkthrough, probably an extended walkthrough, knowing me, and give you my thoughts on the cards. You can see how it shuffles. I'm going to see what the guidebook is like, if there is one, and I'm going to play with some pairs. Right. So, cute little two-piece box. Oh, we do have a guidebook of sorts. Got more plastic. Right. Oh, hey, not a bad guidebook by the looks of things. Got a couple paragraphs upright and reversed for each of the cards. This is what it's compact. It fits in the feckin' box. We love to see it. So I hate when they like shrink wrap the cards, because how do I get into this without damaging anything? I'm too clumsy. Give me a little like wrapped strip of paper around it any day. Okay, there we go. I feel like this is the slightly like larger size deck that US Games do. I feel like you probably could maybe trim it down a little. Anyway, it's very slippery though. Okay, so let's zoom in. Let's do a walkthrough. It might have been a bit of a stupid decision to buy this because I have one other black and white deck that I don't use a whole ton, but I just thought the illustration style was so cool. I like how we're coming outside the borders. It just looked really interesting. So this is our Fool. It's very intricate. It's lovely. And I suspect this will be the case for the whole deck. We're missing a fair bit of the like traditional symbology, but like I like how our eyes are covered. I think that's really cool. And this is still a dog. Is it something? Like I can see, okay, let's, like we've got two paws here and our dog has got its eyes covered as well, which is cool. Oh, and the backs, those are lovely too. Are we reversible? Yeah. Lots of eyes in the flowers. So again, you're either gonna love or gonna hate the eyes. I quite like them. Our magician is an artist, is a trickster, is a con artist, presumably. We've got this like Mad Hatter reference going on. I'm trying to figure out if we've got all the elements here. Because like these are magic wands or they're paintbrushes. I think they're paintbrushes. Like I could see that as wands. We've got the different aces though. We've got all four suits with the aces, so you can definitely see that as all the different elements. Our High Priestess is beautiful. There's like the moon here. You could totally get lost in this artwork, and I'm going to have to try not to make a 2-hour long walkthrough of this deck. Just looking at all the details, because there are so many details. I love the way the text has been done too. Do you know what? This reminds me a bit of the Many Queens Tarot, which I don't have, but I do want, which is also black and white. It's not, obviously it's not the same. It's not the same artist either. I don't think. I'm like 90% sure. I don't remember who did the Many Queens Tarot, but I feel like I would have recognized the name Liz Blackbird if it was the same person. But anyhow, I love all this like swirliness that's happening. And again, like the eyes are covered, but we have the 2 of the card in this eye shape up top. It's gorgeous. The Empress is really beautiful. We've got the pattern of like the wheat in these swirlies back here, loads of flowers. Not an obviously pregnant person either, which we love to see. The Emperor. Got like ram's horns in there, that's really nice. I don't know if I'm missing astrological symbols or if they're not in here because there are so many symbols and bits of line work. But at the very least, like I say, we've got this like ram's horn swirl of hair going on. And I like this in the background. These like, it looks like fencing or something in the background, and that like is not at all the same as a throne in the mountains, but it's like a sense of structure. I really like that. This is our Hierophant. So we've got a cross. Oh, this is our like cow for Taurus. That's gorgeous. Again, I love the way the text is done, and I love how they're coming out of the borders in the illustrations. The Lovers. And I feel like you kind of can't really tell who's who and whose arms belong where and things, which is very cool. The Chariot. I really like this, even though it appears that we're driving a car. Okay, there we've got a symbol. We've got the Cancer symbol there. I want to know if I missed the Gemini symbol, the Gemini glyph. But truly, who can tell? Not me, that's for sure. Oh, this is really, really gorgeous. Of this like speeding down a highway. That's fantastic. And like, I don't love a modern chariot, but I think this is so stylized that it just works, and it just looks so cool. I love the way these trees are in the background. Like it's gorgeous. It is undeniably gorgeous. Right, we have Justice in the 8th position, which is the Thoth numbering style, but called Justice rather than Adjustment. Yeah, eyes covered, holding the scales. And like, obviously the whole deck is black and white, but I like how in the scales these are inverted, and we've got like black spokes in this one and white spokes in this one. The Hermit. Are we sitting in something? This maybe isn't my favorite hermit in the world. Like, I feel like these black shapes here are trees, but it looks to me like this is some kind of stained glass situation, which makes me think of a church. Certainly doesn't make me think up in the mountains. Although it does look very cool, and I suppose you've got the like spiritual enlightenment, and it looks a bit like a halo, as you would see in like a stained glass panel, the way that they do halos. Yeah, I don't dislike it. The Wheel of Fortune, famously, if you're me, boring looking card. We've got the phases of the moon though, which I like. We've got what looks like a little like skull upside down, which is fun. If you're me and you think that kind of thing is fun. Strength. Holding closed the lion's jaws. The Hanged Man. Wrapped up, mummified, no less. This is just, it's beautiful. Death. This is gorgeous. We've got a, oh god, what are they called? Deaths. Are they called death's head moths? I feel like there's a hawk somewhere in there, but I think I'm possibly getting mixed up and trying to name two moths in one go. Temperance. We've got a bottle and a cup, like a more traditional, like goblet style cup. This is where it's maybe a little bit too detailed, because I'm not sure what this is. Oh, wait, are we, that would make total sense. It's like a centaur, not a centaur. What is Sagittarius? Because I think, you know, we've got the human body and then the legs and hooves. It's not a centaur, is it? It's a something. It's half and half, which is the, you know, the temperance and the blending of the elements and things. Okay, that's really cool. The devil, very sexy. And like, yeah, that works, I think. When they're reaching up, like they could be shackled. The tower, we've got this like tower block. Got people falling. We've got the lightning. Got everything you want to see in a tower card. I like how these look like teardrops as well. And I just love the way this is illustrated. The sun. This is a very simplistic sun, and I don't hate it. It looks like this is like a jug of water almost, and also her hair is like droplets. That's really interesting. I wonder what the guidebook says. The moon. This is very cool. We've got like fish, and then this looks like a reptile head, like a dragon head almost. Instead of two dogs or wolves, it's like we've got two like sea serpent looking things maybe instead. And we've got a figure in a boat. And this is all water. Like, it's definitely not a traditional moon, but I really like that. That wasn't the sun. That was the star. That makes sense. It says this. What even happened there? Okay, the water makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense as the star. I don't know, something in my brain switched off. This is our sun. We have a skeleton. This is very cool. I want to know what, I still want to know what the guidebook says about the sun. I just actually know which one the sun is now. Like, this is interesting me. And our judgment card. Got wings up here. And everybody's being reborn and brought back up. And the world. Which, like, again, not my favorite card ever. The world always looks kind of boring. It is what it is. All right, our Ace of Cups. I think, no, it's not a pip deck. It's like kind of semi. It's not full scenes, but anyway, that's really beautiful. I love the heart. Two of Cups, and we've got the holding hands and like the little hearts. That's a really nice touch. Holding the cup for the other to drink out of. Three of Cups. This is definitely like party atmosphere with the guitar. It feels like a lovely gathering and celebration. I like how the cups are all different as well. Like, these are like champagne flutes, and then we had like glass of wine, and then this like more traditional almost shaped goblet. Or a wine glass, you know. These look like oranges to me. Is that meaningful? Four of Cups. And the Five of Cups. I like this like half dark, half illuminated kind of thing happening. It's like there's a door been opened and is just lighting up this portion of the room and is just lighting up the cups that have fallen. Six of Cups. I really like this Six of Cups. Like, this record player and like music as a symbol for nostalgia is perfect for me. And it's like a daisy chain, but it looks like it's made out of snowdrops, which is interesting. And then we've got like a little Polaroid, which references the Rider-Waite-Smith and the giving of the cup of flowers. I like this a lot, the Six of Cups. Seven of Cups. I am very pleased to see that each cup has something different in it, which is all I ever want from the Seven of Cups. And yet there are so many decks that just show you 7 identical cups, which, if you're not a pip deck, is a crime. Eight of Cups. We've got our Eclipse. I like this, and then the hands are interesting. This like reaching up. Nine of Cups. It's like a big cheers. That's really nice. I quite like that for the Nine of Cups, the idea of like a big toast to somebody. And the Ten of Cups. Which is, you know, not my favourite ever, but it's nice. Right, Princess of Cups. So we have Princess instead of Page, it looks like. Princess, Prince, Queen, King. Yeah, so it looks like that's what we're doing instead of Page, Knight, Queen, King. And it's not like the thothy Princess, Lord, Queen, Knight. Or is it Prince, Queen, Knight? Anyway. Our Princess of Cups. I really like when creativity, like she's got her sketchbook and her pencil here. And like, I feel like I just love that. I love all the details. Like, her earrings are like, she just looks real cool, you know. She's got earrings. She's got like, these look like big chunky boots that you can just about see here. Like, she's great. She's an art student for sure. Prince of Cups. Definitely gonna try and like seduce you at a festival, and then once you meet them again, like in real life, not in a field, it's gonna be like, oh. Queen of Cups is gorgeous, is absolutely gorgeous. I love the like effect of all these beautiful shapes. And our King of Cups here, I also really like. Really, really gorgeous. Pentacles. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I love the symbolism of a sprouting seed as the Ace of Pentacles. We've got like the roots and the sprout coming up. Perfect. Two of Pentacles. Now I think they look like blueberries, not like oranges. It's possible that they're just kind of space filler and it's not even meaningful. Three of Pentacles. Oh, I like this. This like, you can see all the different pages, like all the blueprints, all the tries to get it right, to perfect it. And the Four of Pentacles. I feel like with the house and the like the methodical way you've got to lay bricks down, this definitely feels like more of a stability oriented Four of Pentacles than a like miserly hoarding kind of Four of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. You've got like a pickpocket here, which is maybe not a take I've seen before in a card on the Five of Pentacles. And again, like this definitely skews the card in the direction of like the reason you're here is not your fault. Like maybe you could have been a bit more careful, but you know, it's not your fault that someone stole your shit. Like, yeah. Six of Pentacles. I like this six. So if you've been here for more than 5 minutes, I often have a lot of ranting to do about the Six of Pentacles. If it's just like sharing and charity, that bothers me. But here you can see how this hand is withholding these 3 coins. And so it's that like, it clearly illustrates that this person is in a position of power. And even though this person is reaching out for help with both hands, you know, they're going to keep some back for themselves. And also looking at the bangles, I feel like it mirrors our Four of Pentacles as well. Seven of Pentacles, that harvest. And the 8, this again reflects our 3. Where we had one dangling pentacle and we were drafting up more, and then here we've created them. Nine of Pentacles, this is beautiful. We're plucking flowers and putting them in this like vase or a test tube to propagate them. That's a cool image for the Nine of Pentacles. Like if that's what that's showing, but either way, that's what that's bringing up for me, and I like that for the Nine of Pentacles as like, yeah, like propagating your like wealth and resources and stuff. That's cool. And 10 of Pentacles. It's this like abundance, like everything is kind of coming together. I could see this is the flowers from the Nine of Pentacles, and we've got the coins here. Maybe even the coins from the 6, like this person who received 3 coins is sharing these 2. The harvest maybe from the 7. Yeah. Princess of Pentacles. Very dreamy. I do think the Page of Pentacles, the Princess of Pentacles, I always think of as like being a bit of a spacey dreamer. Prince of Pentacles here. Got his briefcase, got his business plan. Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful. And the King of Pentacles. I will say, and like this is not a criticism of this deck, in like I'm not singling this deck out. Lots of decks do that. But I feel like there's not a lot of difference between the Queen and the King of Pentacles. And I feel like there wasn't a lot of difference between the same of the cups that I just showed. Like I feel like the Princess and the Knight like are kind of for sure doing their own things, and then like not so much like they're both just holding coins, you know, which a lot of decks do for sure. It's not something that only this deck has done. Right, so onto our swords. I think this is really beautiful. This like patchwork night sky with the constellations. That's gorgeous. 2 of Swords. I like the handshake in the 2 of Swords. That's not something I've really seen before. Like an agreement, like a like armistice almost. 3 of Swords. Very broken. These arrows going every which way are interesting as well. Four of Swords. This like split frame is interesting because I feel like it's sort of implying like an either or situation, maybe. Five of Swords. I think that's a pretty good Five of Swords, you know? Somebody's gonna get hurt. Pick your battles wisely. You might not be as successful as you think you are. Six of Swords. I mean, that's pretty classic, isn't it? We've got 6 swords in a boat. Like this little, I love all these patterns, but this moon and the stars in particular are really gorgeous. 7 of Swords. Oh, I like all these eyes on the robes. It's like a sense of sneakiness and watching out. 8 of Swords. Again, it's pretty classic. Got 8 swords, got ropes, everything's all tangled up. 9 of Swords. I'm not convinced this is giving me 9 of Swords, gonna be honest. Although it's really gorgeous. I love these little like droplets and stars. But this doesn't feel like nightmares, insomnia, anxieties. It doesn't feel like that to me. 10 of Swords. This, on the other hand, feels like a 10 of Swords. It's a bit melodramatic. It's a bit melodramatic, come on. Which, you know, is what I think the 10 of Swords is. Oh my god, she's so cool. Love her with her big chunky boots and like full sleeve, half sleeve tattoos. That's so cool. Prince of Swords. Has wings, that's fun. He's great too. Like, yeah, like they've got personalities. She looks incredibly cool. But like the Queen and the King kind of look the same, you know? Like they're not. I love this though. This is very cool. But yeah, they do kind of look essentially the same. Okay, wands. We have a pencil for the wands. This direction, this lightning energy. 2 of wands. Like a bit of a crossroads situation. Ooh, but then like the hand is the snake. Interesting. 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords. Have I been saying swords? 3 of Wands. Right, my camera died. But I was saying that I think this 3 of Wands is a good way to reference the original. Like, instead of some bloke standing up and looking out at all the empire building he's doing, we're in the boat. And that could kind of be for any reason. It feels a lot less like imperial, which is nice. 4 of Wands, this like table laden for celebration. 5 of Wands here. Everyone's all like tangled up with each other. Getting all caught up instead of working together to untangle. 6 of Wands. This is not my favourite 6 of Wands in the world. I like the laurel wreath. 7 of Wands with the Black Lives Matter posters. Hell yes. Like resistance and holding your ground. Love that. 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands always looks kind of boring. It is what it is. And the 9 of Wands as a like fence piece. That's really, really cool. As a fence and with the like thorns growing around it. Oh, I really like that. Cool. 10 of Wands. Doesn't look like that heavy a burden, I'm gonna be honest. It looks uncomfortable for sure. There's better ways you could hold those wands, but you know, I think if you're doing minors without including like human figures, then it's difficult to illustrate that. All right, our Princess of Wands, I feel like is up to some like witchy shit, you know? She's got candles, she's got whatever's going on in this book. That could for sure be like a grimoire, Book of Shadows. Our Prince of Wands looks very cool. Again, charging down a highway. Are we on a bike? We're on something. Queen of Wands. Gorgeous. Again, like not really doing anything different to the King of Wands. That's probably like maybe my biggest criticism of the deck upon a first flip through is that the Queens and the Wands and the Queens and the Kings are not very distinct from one another, which again, I want to stress, is not something I am exclusively calling this deck out for. Lots of decks do it. I complain about it all the time. Okay, so that was gorgeous, gorgeous artwork. I'm going to give her a shuffle. It's a little bit big. It is that like slightly larger US Games card size. Let me just grab the I think it's the same size as the Crow Tarot by MJ Cullinane. Obviously not the pocket edition that just came out this year, but the oh, it's bigger actually. Yeah, okay, so if you have the mass market MJ Cullinane Crow Tarot, it is the same height, but it is a little bit wider than the Crow Tarot. Which is fine, honestly. The width isn't my issue so much as the like height of the cards. It's just almost a little bit of a stretch for my hands to shuffle. And I don't have the tiniest hands in the world, so it might be a bit of a struggle for some people. Right, I have faith that it's going to riffle. Oh! Oh, that faith was misplaced. I mean, admittedly, my it's cold and my joints are not great, so it's kind of hard for me to riffle shuffle right now. Does anyone else get like that? Like my wrists are a bit dodgy, and so like in the cold weather, it's a little bit of a struggle to riffle shuffle. I feel it in my wrists. Is that weird? I feel like you shouldn't be using your wrists to riffle shuffle. Okay, she does riffle. She's a bit stiff. It might break in though. And as you can see, it's like a semi-gloss, matte, satiny finish. It is really pretty. Okay, I love those bags. Right, let's find some stuff to pair it with, shall we? Right, what do we pair with a black and white deck? I want to try you. Kind of want to try you. Kind of want to try you. I feel like this goes with everything inexplicably. Let's give you a go. Right. That's about half my deck collection, so that's a good start. Oh, I also want to try that one for sure. I'm doing tarot decks first in no particular order, and most of them with no rhyme or reason. I just thought the vibes might be fun. So this is the Feldman Sisters Tarot, which is, you know, always chaotic, always an interesting time. Sure as shit doesn't go, but I quite like it. 9 of Swords and the 10 of Swords. Like, it's not bad actually. That's upside down. Oh wait, a bunch of them are upside down. Oh, that's irritating. Okay. I feel like maybe if we... Anything's going to look better if you frame it though, because you've got that balance regardless of if it actually works. I mean, I like it. I'm not going to lie. I do like it actually. Yeah, I don't know if I'll actually read with them together, I'm gonna be honest. But I do like the pairing. Actually, I'm gonna grab another deck because while I'm looking at this, I'm thinking of the Bonefire Tarot. Right, so this is the Bonefire Tarot. I did an unboxing of this. I feel like this is guaranteed to be absolute chaos, but there's something in the art style of this Heart and Hands Tarot that's kind of a bit surrealist and a bit like something in the line work and the shapes. I think it really works. And I think this is obviously, it's black and white. It's got that so minimal a colour palette, I hesitate to actually call it a colour palette because it's just black line work on white. But it gives the bit of breathing room to the Bonefire, I think. Yeah, I really like that actually. So I've had the Bonefire not very long, and I've done a couple readings with it, but it's definitely taking some, it's a bit of like a learning curve for me personally because there's a lot happening. It's not a learning curve, that's not true. Like I can read it, I'm not gelling with it right away, which is fine. You know, that only happens with so many decks. And then a lot of decks, it takes a little bit longer to kind of get a feel for them. I like these two together though, I do. I think there's a similarity in the line work and like a kind of surrealness. But because it's just black and white, the Heart and Hands feels a lot cleaner. Yeah, I like those. I don't know why a bunch of them are upside down. That's really irritating. And like, I'm not going to dig through and find the Ace of Cups in the Heart and Hands, but that one did also have a heart on the Ace of Cups, so that's nice. Right, this is the Wayhome Tarot, which I'm having a bit of a renewed love affair with at the moment. But right away, I feel like this is not, no, that's not a pairing that I am in love with. I think they're too different. The illustration style is too different, and I'm not reading them together. Like I can't see myself reading those together. They're definitely, yeah, they're not talking to each other for sure. I thought that maybe because there's quite a lot of like open space in the Wayhome that it might gel with the like negative space of white behind the line work, but no, not really. Never mind. Okay, this one is more colourful, but it's cleaner than the Bonefire was. But is absent any line work, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure they work either, unfortunately. No, I'm not seeing it. It's too stark versus the like gradient, like spray paint kind of artwork that we've got on the, I'm not sure if I actually told you what this was. This is the Dream Vision Tarot. All right, back to some more chaos. This is the Tarot del Fuego, which is a very chaotic little deck that surprisingly goes with so many things. And like looking at the artwork, you wouldn't necessarily think so, would you? So we've got the line work and the Tarot del Fuego that we were missing in the Dream Vision for sure. And I think these work. Again, there's like a bit of a surrealism. And like there's some things like there's lots of eyes. Almost every card has an, you know, additional eyes than you would think it would need. And obviously the backs of this card had a lot of eyes in, the backs of this deck has a lot of eyes in the artwork, and then quite a few of the cards did too when I was flipping through. And like there's just like a lot of background details, like the stars and things, and then I feel like it kind of works well with all the background flowers that you've got in the Heart and Hands. Do you know? Does that make sense? Oh, I really like it. I like this Seven of Wands and this Knight of Wands. Yeah, very cool. There's another Seven of Wands. Like, very different takes. Like, don't get me wrong, they kind of interpret the tarot very differently. But I like those two together. Like, I like how the pentacles and the eyes mirror the swirls and the glasses. Yeah, I think I just think they work. Like, they mesh together much better than a couple of the others did. Okay, so this pairing, next up, is the Vampire Tarot. And this pairing was exclusively inspired by the Princess of Swords in this deck. Looking all like cool and gothy and punky. Alright. I think so Natalie Hertz's artwork in the Vampire Tarot also gives people like slightly odd, slightly skewed proportions to like faces and bodies and things, which I did notice in the Heart and Hands Tarot. This one works well, but I think it's purely because of that black background on the Three of Pentacles. I think, I don't know. There's a lot of repeating patterns in the Heart and Hands, and I suppose that works well with something that's a little bit more pippy, which the Tarot of Vampires, the Vampire Tarot is. It's like a little bit more pippy in the minors. I like it more than I like some of the others. But it's not my most favourite in the world, I don't think. But I definitely do like it more than I like some of the others. I do like it. I think this is one that I'm like, doesn't necessarily work, but I like it so much that it works. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Alright, the last tarot deck I want to try is the Lilifer Tarot. And after how some of my picks did not work, I'm thinking this might not work, but let's give it a go. Because like the Dream Vision, it doesn't have any real line work. Like, it's got some details. But I think maybe the problem was that the Dream Vision is too symmetrical and kind of too perfect in its geometrics, whereas this has the, you know, it's hand done. It's much softer and the shapes are much more loose, and I don't like the word imperfect because it implies that they're not done well, but in terms of like mathematical geometric perfection, the shapes in the Lilifer Tarot, you know, they don't follow that. They're much more organic. And again, I don't know if I'm just talking myself into it because I really like this deck, but I like these two together. I think it works. Because in a lot of the cards of the Heart and Hands, not the ones that are coming up right now because that would be too helpful, but the shapes are like a bit more fluid and a bit less realistic, a bit less perfect looking, and a bit more surreal in places. Yeah, like that Eight of Cups is a pretty good example, because like these arms are unrealistically long, and you know, the way the road works is not the perspective isn't realistically drawn. Oh, I love the curve of this Seven of Wands with the curve of this Eight of Wands. Seven of Wands. I saw the 7 here for the Chariot, but yeah, the way the wands curve and the way the road curves. And then you've got more curves over here with the Two of Cups. I like these together, I really do. I'm not sure if they strictly work, but I like them, and that, you know, that works enough. Okay, so I've got a couple of oracle decks. I've only grabbed 2 actually, but I don't think I've got a lot that would go with these, so that is why. So first up, I've got the Animal Apothecary Animal Apothecary Oracle, which I feel like I've mentioned a fair bit recently. I've been really enjoying this. And I wanted to give this a go for the bold line work, which I think, oh, I like that. I think that overlaps really nicely. Not overlaps, but meshes well. Prince of Swords, 6 of Wands, you're about to shine. So I've swapped these to do 2 tarot with 1 oracle because that's how I read with tarot and oracle together typically. You are more. The Sun and the 5 of Wands. There is more than the competition. I like there's a sun here as well. Prince of Wands, 9 of Cups, better than you can imagine. That's lovely. Okay, I like these 2 together. I think the I don't like this card. I think the black and the line work works. And I also like that this has a white border. I think that helps it blend in as well. And like this being the exception, most of the cards in this deck are not super detailed, which I think also helps. Like everything's outlined in black, but it's not loads of fine details. Yeah, I really like those. Okay. Okay, and then finally, once again, not convinced it will work, just want to try it because I love it. This is the Sustain Yourself Oracle, which I talk about, I feel like, all the bloody time. I don't need the whole deck. And I'm just intrigued. I just wanted to see how they'd sit together. Because I thought the analog collage might look interesting next to the black and white. Oh, how did deck collapse? Yeah, I thought the analog collage might look interesting next to the black and white illustration. Oh, heart with the 4 and the 5 of Cups. Interesting. Provide is great with the King of Wands for sure. I don't know this oracle deck off by heart. Like I don't know what all of the what they all symbolize, and they in the guidebook it has a little write-up on what these 2 things mean. So we've got a title and then essentially like a keyword, and the guidebook has a little write-up, and then the guidebook also has a like short message for each card, and I don't have them memorized. So there's a lot of, because I think there's 90 or 100 cards in the Sustain Yourself deck. I have not committed them to memory. So I don't know what they all mean when they pop up. Because some of them seem really obvious, like this one here, like co-evolution, flowers and rock. You can kind of guess where that's going. Some of them really not so much. Kind of depends on the keyword. I like this. It doesn't work, but I do like it, but I think that's just because I love this deck. Yeah, okay. I think we'll finish there with the wild card. Let's have a quick look at the guidebook. Let's pull a card. And then see what the guidebook has to say. Yeah, I wish it wasn't quite so tall. It's just a little bit big. All right, what do we got? The 8 of Cups. That's cheerful. I wonder if you could trim that top and bottom border just down to the white. Because I think if you trimmed like the sides, you definitely lose some stuff. But I don't know. I don't know if top and bottom, if you would. But then also these look kind of uneven. I don't know if you can see this border at the top. The black border looks slimmer than the black border at the bottom. And so if they're not consistently printed, then that's going to be an issue when trimming. I feel like you could I suppose, like, worst case scenario, it would just chop off like a sliver of the illustration, which I truly don't think is that big a deal. Okay, what was the card I picked? The Eight of Cups. Let's see what the guidebook says. 8 full cups are stacked in the foreground, but hands reach past them towards the moon. Its face is bright, but it displays death's head. That'll be the eclipse. The road in the background winds forward endlessly. This card suggests that success has been achieved, but it may not feel like enough. Doubt or lack of confidence may prevent you from recognizing your accomplishments, or you may dismiss them as inferior to others. You may lose interest in projects as soon as you make headway or seek to flee your situation. Believe in yourself and stay the course. That is not what I consider a traditional Eight of Cups reading, which is interesting. And then the reverse meaning, because this does have reverse for all the cards. Reminding yourself of what you've achieved brings satisfaction and contentment. Recognizing how far you've come helps you go the final mile. This card may also indicate a homecoming or satisfaction after striving. Oh dear. Yeah, so that's not the most, like, I don't know, it feels like it's not the most traditional Eight of Cups I've ever seen. Success that doesn't feel like enough, doubt or lack of confidence. Like, I don't necessarily see it as that. I see the Eight of Cups as just something emotional, like, related that you've got to leave behind. It feels a lot like the Six of Swords to me, actually. Kind of going on a journey, like you've made the decision to set these things down and go. But okay, fair. And then, yeah, every card has its stuff. Do we have anything at the beginning, or do we go straight into meanings? Introduction, we go straight into card meanings, and then at the end, after our King of Wands, we have an open hand tarot spread, which looks like it was created just for this deck, which was nice. No, like, regular Celtic cross. And that's it, we get the one spread. We get a little about the artist. Okay, Liz was a contributor to Pride Tarot, a collaborative deck, which I've seen but I don't have. But, you know, if you have that deck, you might recognize her name. Okay. It's a slightly beefed up little white book situation, but I'm not mad about it. I would always much rather have this than like some massive great thing with no additional text, with just pictures. So that is it from me. I can't believe I've never seen this deck before, because it's really, really cool. The art style is so cool. And I have truly never seen it before. So if you have this deck, if you know of this deck, let me know. Where has it been all my life? Or where has it been since it was published in 2021, at least? But yeah, that is it from me. That's my walkthrough, that's my pairings, that's my quick look at the guidebook, all that good stuff. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and thank you for spending some time with me. Give me a like if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.